Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, this is Sunday afternoon, the 5th of November. We sprang forward last night. In other words, we gained an hour of time, which means the sun goes down even sooner. So it is exactly 3 p.m. right now, and the sun is getting really low in the sky, and it's going to be down in a couple minutes. However, it's a beautiful day. The morning this morning was, it was a rainy, cloudy morning. I did the Drone Seeker show. Now the sun is out, so you gotta fly, right? Any excuse to fly. Well, the Air 3 that we're looking at right here, or that's taking these pictures right now, had a firmware update on the 3rd of November, and I've got all the updates written down here so I could remember. And of course I could just look at the about page here, but this is better. So the drone is updated to 01.00.0700, the RC to 02.00.01.00, and the fly app is at 1.12.3. So let's go into the about page here and look at that real quick so I can show that to you. Clicking on the 3 dots, clicking on about, and yeah, you can see the app version there, 1.123, and the 0700 on the aircraft firmware. And I had that number wrong. I had to point in the wrong place, but 0.0100 on the RC firmware, and this is the RC2. So, yeah, okay. The main thing I want to do here is just take off and do a little flyabout. And by the way, we will see if we can get a precision landing. Let me back this guy off here, and I'm going to point the camera down. And I took off from the very corner of this painted, a little further over from where you see the prop shadow there, but on the corner of this painting in this parking spot. So we'll see if we get a precision landing. But what we're going to do, I just want to put the drone up in the air, and we just want to go through it. And it just said bug fixes for the update, but I just want to go through it and see if we see any changes, right? Plus, it's just an excuse to fly. It's an excuse to fly the darn drone. Okay, let me turn obstacle avoidance back on. Safety menu, bypass is what we wanted. And let's do our droney. We got a bunch of trees behind us, but that's okay. Reverse it up now. And up she goes. And back. Ooh, let me drop that camera down. And you can see those trees. This is a fast drone, man. I'll tell you what, you forget how fast this guy is. After flying a mini drone like the Mini 4, you forget how, this thing has tremendous ascent speed and descent speed. So you can see we got some clouds in the sky, and definitely we're starting to lose all the leaves off the trees, and there's no more green trees anymore. Let's go see if there's any snow up on the mountaintops here, and maybe take a look at my favorite cell phone tower while we're at it. And then we'll just go through, I'm going to go through the app here real quick and see if we can see any changes. So there's my favorite cell phone tower. Let's see how that guy's doing, huh? We'll get close to it here. We'll get real close to it. We'll keep getting close to it. We'll just keep getting close to it. And boom. Drone goes over the top. That good old obstacle avoidance, that'll do it. Okay, let's, what I meant to do here was go over the top of the school and point towards Bogus Basin. And let's zoom in on that. And I'm just cropping in on the bottom sensor here. Yeah, looks to me like there's just a little bit of snow up there, but some really interesting looking clouds. In fact, let's Yeah, so we're just cropped in. Let me stop recording. And let me go on to that 3x zoom camera. Maybe. There we go. So let's start recording again. So you can look at the difference. Previously, we were cropped in 3x on the main sensor, and then this is the actually 3x telephoto. So just interesting. You can see the difference there. And yeah, let's turn around and come back, and we want to look at we want to get into some of the menus and see what we can see here. So I love this 3x telephoto, how fast the background moves by as you turn around. It really makes a big difference. Yeah, let's drop that camera down just a little bit and get it pointed back towards us. There's the parking lot right there of the school. Again, this is the 3x telephoto, and notice that if you're looking at the screen recording, I'll put the screen recording up right now, you'll see that home point is not in the right spot. So it messes it up, that augmented reality. When you're on the telephoto camera, that's not going to look right. Okay, let's stop recording. Let's go back to the 1x camera. Yeah, I'm cropping in on that one. Let's go back to the 1x camera is what I'm trying to do. There we go. There's the 1x camera. And starting recording again, and drop that camera down, and you can see how far out we really are. Okay, let's go into the menu real quick, and let's see if we see any changes. So I'm just going to put the screen recording up, and let's just look through this menu. I don't see anything different on the OA. Radar map is not different. Optimal, return to home, altitude, AR settings look the same. Going into some of the sub menus. Yeah, nothing different there in changing the home point. Oh yeah, I want to get out of that. Okay, cancel is what I need to do there. Back into the menu. I don't see any other changes here. Battery, auxiliary LED, front arm LEDs, advanced safety settings. We can look at that real quick. I am not seeing any difference there. And yeah, that's where AirSense is. I have to keep remembering that, and we do have AirSense on. So I don't see anything different in the safety menu. Let's look at controls. Nothing different there on our, and we have subject scanning off, gain and expo tuning. Well, we can look at that, but yeah, that is all the same. I see nothing different there. Nothing different for the gimbal or gimbal calibration, stick mode. Nothing different on button customization. Okay, let's go to camera menu and see if we see anything different. And we're recording right now, so that's why we can't change any of that. And I flicker. We got the histogram on. We're not in manual focus, so we don't have peaking level. I don't have overexposure. I've got all my grid lines on, frame guide. Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is still there, so yeah, don't see anything there we need to look at. White balance, no change there. Style, storage. So far I'm not seeing any changes in the menu here. Transmission, nothing new there. And the about page we've looked at already. Nothing there. Well, when they say bug fixes, they meant bug fixes. So at least we can tell you that. Just wanted to look at that so I could give you the straight scoop. Let's bring it back, and we got a lot of battery power here, so we need to try some tricks probably. Let's come back towards our favorite cell phone tower again. See what the drone does. Yeah, it likes that tower right over the top. In fact, I think we ought to try out a little of the OA here and obstacle avoidance on this guy, which I have got a ton of confidence in. There just weren't very many years ago that I wouldn't feel comfortable flying a drone in this kind of situation. Now, obviously, you still have to watch for small wires and so forth, but just like this pole right here, let's see if we can head towards it, and it's not going to hit it. Drone just goes right around it. Let's get down here, and you know, these looks like the portable. This is their portable restrooms. Drone is just going to go right over the top. One of the differences that I noticed right off the bat is because I was doing some similar stuff with the Air 2 over here, is that the Air 2 starts moving off a lot sooner. In other words, it would start rising a lot further back than this drone does. So let's go straight forward, and it just goes right over the top, barely missing whatever the target may be. And we got a guy here honking his horn. There's somebody that just went into the school next door there, and he must have hit his alarm or something. So that's what you heard. Wow, I didn't like that. Down we went. Huh. Okay. Hopefully we didn't break the drone. Hey, okay, I've got my phone sitting on top of my car. So I showed you the picture of the drone, I think, already. I did find it. It's weird. It's smacked right into the side of the school building there. And I don't know if maybe just the white features of the building didn't tell it that there was something in front of it. I don't know. That was really odd. But, I mean, it smacked right into it. And I'll show you the drone here. It's a pretty hard smack, and yeah, this definitely is going to go back. I have care refresh, although I had obstacle avoidance on, so I'm going to see if DJI will just cover it under warranty. They should, because OA clearly didn't work, and I'm the guy that talks all the time about how good OA is on these drones and how you don't have to be afraid. This guy, it was just a wall. It just didn't see it and smacked right into it. That was kind of interesting. So, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, I guess that's why you have care refresh, right? So let me flip this camera around so you can see the drone. Well, so yeah, significant damage. I mean, the camera is just hanging by the wires there, and it definitely broke the mount for the camera. You can see kind of the end of a prop here. This prop right here, and then there's a ton of other damage. I mean, if you can look at the scratches on the front, you can look at the tip of this blade. Yeah, feel bad. And then look at this back, and it landed in the grass, by the way. So, so it definitely hit the side of the building pretty hard. This is the first time I've had this kind of crash, and you know, like I said, I've always espoused the confidence that you can have in obstacle avoidance, and man, in this case, it surely, yeah, it didn't do what it was supposed to do. And I don't know if it was just because it was you know, I stopped it. Although when I was going towards the building, it didn't look like it was moving up. So I don't know if it was just the bland, and so I stopped. Then I thought, it's probably just gonna move at the last minute. And so I hit the forward stick again, and man, it just went right into the building. However, it is what it is, and we'll get it sent into DJI and have a new one in no time, I'm quite sure. Anyway, so that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And I will follow up and I'll let you know what DJI has to say about the issue with the drone, and see whether it's covered under warranty or I'll have to use my Care Refresh coverage. First time I've had this kind of a crash ever, so yeah, a little bit of a shock to my system, I got to be honest with you. See you guys later.